So today I want to talk to you about one thing that really struck me. A few weeks ago I went to an Inc. event, Inc. magazine, and there was a speaker there who I met for the first time and was familiar with, but Tim Washer. He describes himself as a corporate comedian. He works for a company that most of us know. Um, he is senior marketing manager at Cisco Systems. Um, but what's interesting about it is Tim's also a trained comedian. He trained with someone that I think we all know, Amy Poehler from SNL. But what's amazing is he stood up there and he said something that really struck me. He said, "You need to follow the fear." And he did admit that it wasn't his saying, but just like he did, I'm struck by it, and I continue to tell people to follow the fear. It's something that I think we all tend to avoid when we get into an uncomfortable situation. We shy away, and we don't want to go after something because it's scary. And when you're creating content online and you're trying to build a business online, that can be extremely scary. And so we tend to shy away from the things that scare us, and we try to run towards the things that we're familiar with. But if you repeat the same pattern that you've been doing, whether it's through marketing your site or whether it's just avoiding the site because you're stuck in this cycle, then you're never going to go anywhere. So you have to follow the fear. So if there's something that you've been interested in or exposed to, and you think, wow, this could be amazing, but it scares the crap out of you, well, that's what you should go after, and that's what you should do. And that's what gets you where you need to be. I'll tell you honestly, that has served me well, and I haven't even known it. One of the things that people always say is that you just put yourself out there, and that's true in a lot of ways, but there are many things that I've avoided. I procrastinate a lot, and I've started to push myself that when I feel that fear, that means that I'm onto something. That means that I should really push forward. Just like these videos that I'm creating, this is something that I was very afraid of doing. But I set up the system, and I've set up the way that I plan to do it, and I'm just going to keep plugging along and hope that you find some value of it and that we can build a community and a dialogue that will feed itself. And that can be incredibly scary, is putting yourself out there in this kind of a way. And whatever you're trying to do in your business, if you're scared of doing it, that means it's worthwhile. And that means you should dig in. Either just get right out there and start doing it if you know what it is, or if, let's say, you want to start using webinars in your business, go out there and find a resource. Melanie Duncan has a great course on selling with webinars, if that's what you're going after. Or if you're thinking about writing that book and you've just been holding off and wanting to make it perfect, well, get your system set up and just start going. Outline the book, get it done in an hour, and then just start recording, either with Dragon Naturally Speaking or whatever the tool is that you're going to record if you just like to sit down and type, and just start cranking it out. And then if you need guidance and help, then reach out, myself or anybody in that area of expertise, and you'll be surprised. With social media, they're surprisingly accessible and willing to help, and we all are here supporting each other. So remember, follow the fear. If it scares you, it's probably something that's going to change your life. And what's the worst that can happen? Nothing. That is absolutely the worst that can happen. You just do nothing, or the result results in nothing, and you're no worse off than you were. But staying in the spot that you're at and not pushing forward because of fear, that's a recipe for disaster, because that's going to follow you and haunt you. Each time something scares you, you're going to be paralyzed. But even if it's something small like public speaking, sit in front of a video camera and record yourself. Find that thing that you will help propel you to the next level, and just do it. Sit down, do it, or reach out to somebody who has done it and ask them how they got started, or for some ways that you can practice without putting yourself out there full force. But don't get stuck in the planning, procrastinating, that phase, because it'll haunt you and it'll keep you coming back to that same spot where you're fearful and you're retract inside yourself. So push yourself, get out there and follow the fear.